Hello, how are you? My name is Ethan Spence, or, as you know, Death Angel. Which, as you can see with my little rubby cheeks and my flubby ears, this is my persona. His name, Dimitri. Now, I know I haven't posted in a while because the internet. Let me fix my ear here. Because of internet problems. It is very bad. It is very, very bad, actually. It's probably the worst I've ever seen it in a lifetime. Well, I don't know if it's as bad as Xfinity, but, well, no. So, I came on here to let some things out about my entire life. I'm not gonna go into detail, or too much detail, because if I do, there's gonna be some bad parts. Okay, so, I was born in Chesterfield, Virginia, in the Chesterfield Clinical Hospital, right? I was born on March 31st, 2004, which, that's a while ago, but not a while, not like a while ago. That's 14 years, excuse my math, this is why I never passed it. 17 years ago. This was 17 years ago. Which, as you can guess, I am 17 now. I'm turning 18 next year on March 31st. So, or 18, yeah, 18. I will be a legal adult, which is, too much to think about, to be honest. It's way too much. Because now I gotta look for job opportunities and stuff like that. That's gonna be crazy. So, like I was saying, I was born in Chesterfield, Virginia Hospital. Which is interesting because my cousin, on my side, or my last name side of the family, the Spence family, he was born on the same day, in the same hospital, just down the hall. But, I get to joke about something. I'm 4 hours older than that man is. 4 hours older. So I get to brag about that all the time. I get to joke about it saying I'm 4 years older than you are. So I think it's pretty funny. Now before I keep going into detail, whole life thing, I don't know if the music is complied with my voice, or if the music is louder, or if my mouth is just, too loud. Because again, the Oculus headset the mic is pretty close, so I don't know if that's gonna hurt your eardrums. So if it is, please turn on your volume so I don't bust your eardrums. Okay, so this is where I was born. I was born with a long birthmark that stretched from my wrist all the way to the back of my left shoulder. Now, by the way, I'm looking this way because it's a mirror. So, like, if I look this way, I'm looking at myself, and I'm looking at you. So I'm looking at the audience now, but not. Audience? Not. Audience? No. Audience? No. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I was born with this long birthmark that actually, before it turned red, believe it or not, it was black. Black. Out of all the colors, black. So it was weird because the doctors, or the doctor that my mom, had that, helped give birth to me, or deliver me, sorry. He thought that my arm died, that entire part just rot, and that I was going to probably have to have it decapitated. Which I didn't, because about a weeks later, they kept me in the hospital for a while. Or no, they didn't keep me in. Yeah, they did. No. I will get to that later. They kept me in for a while. So, they thought they were gonna have to amputate my arm, which was bad, of course. But a couple weeks later, it turned red, which thank God, because if it didn't turn red, they would have amputated it, even though it'd be perfectly normal. Now, how did I get this birthmark? A lot of people just get it. I don't know how you get it. Some people say it's kiss from the angels, but I don't know. If that's the case, I've been kissed a lot on the arm, and I would like to have a talk with that angel about consent, because I didn't consent to that. Now, I was supposed to, okay, so I was born with a brother. I'm gonna go back and forth because I'm improvising here. I don't have a script like a lot of people do, so I'm just winging it out there. So I was born with a brother a year later, on January 24th. But I was supposed to have a twin that was supposed to be born the same exact day as I was. He was supposed to look exactly like me, be as tall as I was. I don't know if he had the same interests as me, because, furry. Um, but, eh, the reason he is not here today, or even was in to begin with, was because, I took the nutrients from said twin brother. And a lot of my friends over the year, well, not a lot, one particular, made jokes about, oh, you ate your brother, you cannibal. Oh, God, sorry, let me fix you up here. Sorry. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Got you all fixed up. Okay, so, made a joke about me eating my twin, which I wasn't a problem with, still isn't a problem to this day. I did get rid of this friend, though, recently, and I will have that story for you. Okay, so when I was also born, I had a problem. I couldn't eat because I was born earlier than my due date. I was really early. So I couldn't eat, couldn't move my jaw really. And I was born with a defective lung. So when I was born, they hooked me up to a bunch of tubes, which I asked my mom this, by the way. She said if I wasn't hooked to those tubes, I would have starved to death as a baby. I would have died. So I'm here today, which is good. Thanks to those doctors with those tubes going in my mouth and my nose. Which interesting thing about that, I had this blanket. It's long gone now. But I had this blanket that was given to my mother by Girl Scouts who visited the hospital that same day that I was born and hooked up to tubes. They went around and, looked at all the babies and everything because they had a baby cover. They're going to give it away to whoever the baby they thought needed it the most, they were going to give to the parents. They walked around that entire facility. They walked up to my mom and said, here's your blanket. We chose your baby. And stuff like that. I don't know exactly what they said word for word. She doesn't know either. She can't remember that long. But yeah, it's been while she gave me that. They gave that blanket, and my mom teared up. Oh, bless her heart. Yeah, she teared up a lot, apparently, from what she said. Okay, so by the way, this life story is not going to be full because, again, I don't know a lot about my past. A little bit because, again, this is only my earlier past is told by what my mom knows and remembers and stuff like that. So, going up the years, I was born, of course, with a dad. But this dad didn't last long. My dad, my biological, because I call my stepdad dad now, because he's an actual real father to me now, more than the biological one was, which I'm not afraid to talk about this. My biological father was a neo-Nazi sex offender, which of course is super bad. He was convicted August 16th, 2005, so the same year my brother was born. I was about a year old, a year and, April, May, June, July, August. I was about a year and 5 months old when he was convicted. So, yeah, I don't know. But he hasn't been in our life for a long time. Actually, spanned over about 15 to 16 years he's been in prison. He got out like a year or two ago. And believe it or not, we saw him for a little bit. And then he drank again and got himself back in rehabilitation. Which, by the way, he might go back to prison again for drinking under probation. This man took two drinks of alcohol, not that bad. But he took it before a pee test. A pee test. You're not supposed to drink before a pee test. You gotta be pretty dumb to do that. Which is funny to me because my grandparents told me that he was very smart. He got A's all the time on his report cards. All the time, straight A's. Nothing more. So they said he'd be as smart as a college professor. Which funny, because he also went into the infantry, not infantry, he went to the artillery. He went to the artillery division for a year or so. Yeah. So, there's that about him. Not going to talk much about him in this story. Probably the only way I'll mention him is in phone calls. Because it's all I did for 15 years. So, sorry, let me catch my breath. I like to talk really fast, so my breath gets out of whack. So, moving up in the years, my mom, she's dated a couple boyfriends by this time. We moved from Virginia, where I was 1 at the time, and moved to West Virginia, where I live now. So, we moved into this little house that my pap owns. He built it himself, actually, which I thought was really cool. No, not him. Never mind. He didn't. My pap's parents did. They built it. And it was a nice, really nice house. If you know the song Boondocks, they describe in part giving a tin roof, a gravel road, a front porch, and trains rolling by at midnight. That describes my house in more ways, like all of that. Okay, even in the song it says that muddy, I smell that muddy river or something like that, and also the honeysuckle's blooming. Oh my god, dude, have you ever had a honeysuckle? Dude, you grab it, you pull out the little stem, it has that little drop of that sweet juice, and you lick it off, and it's just the sweet taste of a honeysuckle. You gotta try one. I swear, it is the best thing you'll ever try. So, moving to this house, for a while. Mom's moving out boyfriends. Actually, there was this one time I saved, and before you say anything, no. She was trying to find a loyal husband, which she found now, and I'm very happy. The other ones, they were just complete jerks, drug addicts, and alcoholics, just like the biological one. He was an alcoholic. Forgot to mention that. He was an alcoholic. So, speaking of this, she went through boyfriends. They were all bad. There's one time I saved her, but she invited a friend down to come help. I was about 5 or 6 at this time. So she had this guy come down, help with some furnishing and stuff like that. He stood at the door and basically was just talking to Mom. Mom was leaned over on the door like this. This is the door, and then the frame. Talking to this guy in front of her. He starts to move a little closer. So I noticed this from behind in the kitchen, because by the way, the front door, there's a kitchen right beside it. So I'm sitting there in the kitchen, and I see it. I walk up to that dude, or at the doorway, and I cross my arms like this. And she says, oh, that's my time to go. And he left him. She closed that door and he left. I saved my mom. That's the most amazing feeling ever, saving your mom from something. Now, I know that wasn't as significant, but still, I saved her. Dude, my mom is an amazing person. I can go on forever on how she's an amazing person. She's took care of me and my brother for years alone. 2 brats for 15 to 16 years by herself, which is amazing in itself. Especially how she had to go through multiple jobs, and she had to do many things that she didn't want to just for us. Just because we weren't happy with something. Like, for example, 2017, we were in middle school. We moved back to Virginia. I'm sorry, let me fix my headset. So, we moved back to Virginia. Same county, Chesterfield, Virginia. This time we're living in a hotel. Well, not a hotel, apartment. That's it, apartment. So, about almost okay, so, gosh, sorry again, improvising. That entire time that we were gone, me and Kevin were homesick. We were so homesick that I actually started getting really depressed. I was actually at the point one time where I was sitting in the middle of class, and I pulled out my Chromebook and I typed in on Google Maps my school name, and I looked at it on the Google Maps and I hovered over it, and I literally about bawled in the middle of class. I about bawled tears in the middle of class just because I was so homesick. And I was so sad that I couldn't see my friends. So, I was a little upset. So, about a year almost exactly later, she says, "Hey, I'm moving back to West Virginia." And I was so happy. I was more than happy. But it costed her. Even though she did it for us, and we were happy. We were very happy. She's happy when we're happy. But it cost her a great deal. She made a lot of money in Virginia. Here in West Virginia, you don't make that much money unless you're like a coal operative, a mechanic, or something to do with like work. Right now, she's a nurse. She makes a good lot of money right now, which is really good. But she makes not as much, but she makes a good bit to live off of, which is good. Mm. Um, which I think is very good that she's able to do all this stuff. She's a strong, independent woman, and I can go on forever about it. My mom is amazing, and I know a lot of people say that about their moms, but I truly mean it, that she is one of the most amazing moms I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Not just because she's my mom, just because I know what she did and what she went through to do all that stuff just for me and my brother. Just for two spoiled brats. I don't know why she did it, but she did. She did all this stuff for us, even though we're two spoiled brats. Alright, so let's go on with school life. Because I kind of got you all the basics of when I was born, what happened when I was born, and where we moved, and what happened in that time. Actually, moved 3 times. Real quick before I go about the school part. We moved 3 times. One to oh, for Christ's sakes. We moved from Chesterfield County to here. Then we moved back to Chesterfield. Then we moved back here to another house. And then we moved about 15 miles away from where we used to live. Which, this place does not supply the best internet, but you know, it's home. So there's that. Let's see. Oh yeah, school. Let's get on that. So, I never grew up with a lot of friends. I wasn't popular. I was the outcast a little bit. I was a weird kid. I was very good at two shoes. Let me fix this up. I was very good at two shoes. I wasn't very popular. I didn't do stuff that I wasn't supposed to. You know, all that good stuff. So, I made only select few. Only the ones that I thought were good. These people fit me and what I liked so much that they became my closest friends. I think I had about 10 in total. So my longest friend was Gavin Cook. I will talk about him later. And no, I'm not talking about a good talk. Bad talk. So then the second one was Brandon. Third one was Jordan. Fourth one was Shelby. Fifth one was Nick. Then Nathan. Then Dakota. Then Greg. Then another Greg. And I think Nate. Yeah, Nate. We call him Nate. So these 10 select few were to me my closest friends of all time. Well, actually, there's other ones like Kaiser and something else. You know, some other people. But the biggest ones were those first 10. So, Jordan and Brandon are my two closest friends right now. They're the only closest friends I call that they're my really best friends. Because they help me through so much, and they talk to me through so much. We could talk about anything, I swear to God. Me, him, and Brandon. Me, Jordan, Brandon, we can all talk about something ridiculous. We can talk about something ridiculous and still laugh about it. It's amazing. Even some depressing things we can talk about, and we'd have no problem. We'd switch back to, hyper mode. Let's do this. Let's commit a sacrifice. I'll talk about that later. Googly eyes. Jordan, if you're watching this, you got that reference pretty quick. Okay, so, these close friends, we survived from elementary, middle school, but some things come to an end, unfortunately, and in this case, this is when high school hit. So, everything was going good freshman year. All of us were friends. But then Shelby hated Gavin. Gavin didn't like Shelby. I didn't like Shelby because she was kind of bullying me in a way. You know, friend bullying, but I just kind of took it more serious than I should have. Everyone in the group started kind of hating Shelby, but didn't say anything about it. It was that kind of stuff. So Shelby was a big problem. She was one of the first to go. Sadly, she was one of the first. The second to go, which when I say go, I don't mean leave. The first one, Shelby, yeah, she left. She's gone. Sorry if I'm looking like all the way over here and not directly at the camera. My eyes are focused on something else. So, Shelby was the first one to go, like actually leave. Then Jordan, but Jordan did homeschooling, which he got his GED, and he's going to Purdue Technical Institute, which I think is very cool. Especially the fact that he's younger than me just makes it so much cooler that someone his age, well, I say his age, but someone as cool as him, is being able to do all this stuff. He even just got an application for a job, and they just called him back today for an interview, and they're gonna get him an interview for maintenance for a park and everything, which I think is really cool because I can't do a job right now because we have a lot of plans this summer, so I can't do much. But next summer maybe. So he went, got his GD and stuff like that. Well, it happened over time. Then the third one to go. Ooh. No, okay. After Jordan, listen. After Jordan, okay. Sorry. Me and Jordan were what you call the humor of the group. The humors. The jokers. The jokers. The one that are supposed to make the group laugh. Well, me and Jordan were that case. We were the funny ones. Which I don't know how I was funny. I just did a lot of stupid stuff. I guess that was the funny part. So all that happened. We were the jokers. We made it really good. All that happened. But the second Jordan went, the second he went off to go homeschool, I got a little depressed. Or to know sounds stupid, why are you depressed over someone? Well, it's because he was my friend for so many years, and he was my best friend in fact, he was my very best friend, the one I trust the most. Him and Brandon are the only ones I actually trust friend-wise. So there's that. But I got depressed, and when Jordan left, the group fell apart because Jordan was one of the main ones that kept it alive. He was the one that kept the pieces together, glued it with Gorilla Glue. Everything fell apart after that. I started hating Gavin. Sorry about the open mouth. Me and him started going back and forth. I about fought him one day, fist to fist, but he backed out. What a wuss. But he backed out. I gave him 3 chances, which, by the way, he ruined the third chance not too long ago, so not friends with him, and I told him, and I made this deal. You're going to hear this deal. I said, if you mess up one more time, if you mess up this third chance, Implex. What's good?
What's up?
Do you want to
What's
hear me
up?
describe my life story to the camera that's going to be on YouTube soon? They probably can't see you 'cause you're a
Shane,
pyramid. Alright.
I'm a pyramid. What do you mean?
Your character, it's not loaded in. It's like 16%. Okay. So,
No, it was.
if you don't know, this is my friend Implex on VR chat.
Okay.
Do you want to say a few words to YouTube? Pyramid's all the way up there.
I don't have much to say.
You don't got much to say?
No.
Okay. So, as I was saying before, Mr. Friend here came in. Me and Gavin, we fought. He's gonna be sitting back there. Me and Gavin fought a lot, and I made a deal with him saying that if you mess up this third chance, I'm getting rid of you for good. You're not coming back in my life. I made that clear. He accepted the deal, and that was it. Well, he messed up me recently, and that was it. So, there's that. Also, if you don't know Implex, oh, you're almost done with your loading. I am talking about my life story a little bit.
Alright. There's a little because avatar.
Huh?
I just finished this avatar.
75%. It's getting there. About 15 more percent. There we go. Yeah, that happened. So, again, the group fell apart. Sadly, everyone started disappearing, and then COVID hit. Oh boy, COVID. How that was a big deal. So, everyone split apart. We never saw each other. Actually, ever since we went back to school, the only two friends that I've seen out of the main friend group was Brandon and Dakota. Those are the only two. Which I talked to Brandon still. I talked to Dakota here and there. I need to get back with him because I haven't talked to him since the last day of school. But further than that, Jordan and Brandon are my only two closest friends that I will trust forever, and hopefully that we don't ever split apart. So that's most of it for the school part, but I'm still halfway done. I was a junior, technically still a junior because I gotta take summer school, so there's that. Then I gotta finish being a senior and then being an 18-year-old. Hip hip hooray. How far is he? 84. We're almost there. So there's that. Still have a good bit of ways to go. Don't have a job. Already said about that. Saying that summer has a lot of plans on its mind, and I can't mess that up. So what else could I talk about? Because there's a lot that I wanted to talk about, but I forgot about it. I can't think, Implex. I can't think.
What's your current status? Like, how are you feeling right now?
My current status? Oh, that's a good one. Also, your avatar finally loaded in. Ooh!
Alright, reset.
Dude! I love that avatar. Yo. Look at that. It's cool as hell. Alright. So, current
and what
status.
I'm able to do now.
Huh? Oh! You got full body tracking!
And an index, yeah.
Oh, bet. Dude, I wish I had an index. That's a lot of money.
It's pretty pog.
It's
Yeah,
very
I spent like
pog.
2,000 on it.
Dude.
Yeah.
So, back to what I was saying. Current status. I don't know, kind of vibing. You know, kind of chill right now. But if we were saying status over the past couple months, not the best. There's been a lot that has been happening here in my family that I'm not very happy about. Things are kind of warming up though, hopefully. So there's that for current status. What about another one? Give me another one. Maybe I can think about.
Nothing to think about. What are your overall plans for the summer? Like, just a job?
I think my overall plans would be, just to try to have a fun summer, pass summer school, stuff like that, because, again, I have to take summer school, can't do a job. I wanted to do a job, I was going to, but that kind of screwed over. But halfway through the summer, we're supposed to have a lot of plans, supposed to do a lot of things, especially in July. I'm supposed to go to Tennessee for a week, Knoxville, go supposed to Knife World, Dollywood, stuff like that, all that good stuff, all that fun stuff. Knife World will be my favorite. I am fascinated with knives for some reason. I have a whole collection. There's that, and then the second we get back, I think a day or two after, we are going to King's Dominion, which is an amusement park if you don't know. Hey, so Also, another plan, hopefully, is to get a car or a truck or a Jeep. Either one. I want any one of those three. Just as long as it gets me to point A to point B, I'll be pretty happy.
Of course.
Yeah.
As long as it works.
Exactly. Plus, as long as it's not a gas guzzler, for the simple fact that gas prices are going up as we speak.
Yeah.
So, dude, it literally, my mom had to fill up her tank, right, on her Mustang. She had to fill it up. And she said it cost about $40-something, and that wasn't even to fill it up. That was like, that was almost a full, but it didn't fully fill it up. Jeez, I can't speak.
So it was like 3/4.
It was a little over 3/4, but yeah.
Alright.
That's still a lot of money. I remember you'd fill up a tank with like 20-something.
There's one town that I spent the summer in. You could fill up your whole entire gas tank for around about 50 cents.
50 cents?
50 cents.
Yo. I wish I was able to have something like that cheap. Jesus. It's bad
Naper,
enough
Nebraska.
that...
It was a crazy town. Naper, Nebraska. It was the most popular town in Nebraska before it died. Now it's just this ghost town.
Dang, that's like... Okay, so there's this town in West Virginia that is so barren that it only has about 8 residents total in it. It's a big town. Just 8 residents.
Yeah.
I don't even know why there's 8
Naper has
residents.
like
What are they doing
30. Naper still has 30 just because they've been there from the start. It's really big at night though. A lot of people come out at night from Butte and all over the place.
Ah, okay. That's really good. How about talk about a little bit after summer? What's going on after summer? Okay, so hopefully I want to try to have my family reunion because that's kind of going downhill a little bit. So let's hope I can have my family reunion. Also, I want to be able to go into senior year, so hopefully I can do that and pass senior year and either go to WVU, what's the other colleges? Just whatever college that's in West Virginia. And if I don't get accepted to that, then I'd go to the college in Knoxville, Tennessee, because that's where my nana wants me.
Yeah.
In Knoxville, Tennessee, for college. It's crazy enough. But there's that. Hopefully, I do that. Of course, a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but majority of people, they'll have like their plans of the future, like jobs, what they want to be, and stuff like that, like already, which is crazy to me because I don't know if I have any interest. I haven't tried it or anything. I don't know what job I want to be in. I wanted to be a doctor for a little bit, but then I quickly decided no, too difficult to be a doctor.
See, there's always one word that I live by. Well, 2 words necessarily. Number 1 being life. Number 2 being time. You never know what's gonna happen with either of them. Only time can tell, and life goes where it wants to go.
And we follow that.
So
Or we try to.
I just go wherever life takes me. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever doesn't, doesn't.
I like that. I overthink and stress over a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be overthinked or stressed, and that's the weird part about it. Like, jokes.
Yeah.
So, jokes has nothing to do with life, but it's the fact that I sometimes don't make jokes so funny anymore, because if they tell me a joke, I'll overthink it. I'll be like, how is this possible? How does that do that? How does he do that? Why does this do that? And it just ruins the joke. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And I hate it because I'll watch a movie, right? And next thing you know, they just do something so inhumane or so unrealistic. I'll be like, that's not how that does. No, that's not how that goes. That's not. No, fix, please. Even in games, I'll do that. Of course, not this game.
Yeah.
This one's an exception.
All I'm gonna say about this one, it's VR chat.
Exactly. It's VR chat. That's it. We can't explain it no other way. It's VR chat. What else can I talk about?
Oh, and by the way, my avatar plays music, if you can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it. I thought, like, I was confused for a second, because I have music playing in the background, because I had it before you joined, that way it, like, overcomes the commentary of my life. But then you join in, like, 5 seconds after you join, or 5 seconds after your avatar loads, I hear that music, I'm like,
Yeah.
That's not playing in the that's not playing in the
Yeah,
thing.
it's me.
Okay. Yeah, I like the music.
Yeah, thank you. It took a long time to get it to work the way it does, but it works.
You customized all this.
Made the texture, made the wings did the texture on the wings, the outline, hooked the chains and ankle, and textured all of it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. I wish I could do something like that.
Here, watch this. Watch the scrolling emission.
Whoa. Yo.
I can change colors on it, and the color that it goes to is relative to the eyes. I might make this avatar public too. Because, there's one thing that's really broken though. Watch the wings when I go like this.
It's like Jello.
Jello. The dynamic bones no longer, work.
It's like
So when you put it in female, it goes crazy. Clearly.
yeah.
So essentially, just
We just hide that for a second. There we go. Okay. Whoa.
yeah.
Hey, so I guess I talked about current state. How about current being right now?
Yeah, of course.
So basically right now I'm in a basement. I don't know how much this got. My computer's over there. It's playing music on a speaker. Then just the rest of the room is over there. Big basement. Now that everybody says, I bet you play in your mom's basement. I do. In fact do. So
Yeah.
there's that. Crap! Like, I had this whole idea, like, talk about life. And then it's like, there's not much to talk about, because I don't remember a lot of things. Like, I have to piece them together. Oh! Ooh, I could talk about one crazy incident. So, I was riding with my Nana. She had a truck at this time. I was riding with my Nana. We were going along this road. I don't know where this road is. I don't even know where it is today. But I was sitting in the passenger seat. I didn't have a seatbelt on. Okay, I was supposed to have a seatbelt. It didn't have working seatbelts. This door, I don't know why or how, but when I leaned on it, the whole thing opened. It swung open. And by the way, we're going about 45 to 60 miles per hour. So that's pretty fast. Which my instincts quickly kicked in the second that door opened, because I grabbed onto that door. You know where it has that little hole where you can hold the door handle in the inside?
Oh yeah.
I held on to that with dear life as my feet are scraping the pavement. asphalt scraping across the road, and it went on for about maybe 30 seconds before she found a spot, or not 30, sorry, like 10, 15 seconds before she pulled over and found a spot. It scared the crap out of me, and when we stopped and I stood up my legs, I swear my legs were like shaking a little bit, like I couldn't really stand on them. It creeped me out, man.
Yeah, that happened to me before, but okay, you know about my go-kart, right?
Your go-kart? You never talked about your go-kart.
My 30-pound death machine that has no roll cage, no suspension, one-wheel drive, and goes 90.
How? What?
It's 5.5 horsepower. It's just that light, and the gear ratio is perfect.
Huh.
Yeah, going 90 down a gravel road, it stops dead in its tracks. I'm like, alright, this is fine. What happens? Little did I know, the throttle's stuck. I put my hand on the back seat, I go to pull the rope, it starts moving with me on it, and here I am wearing nothing but shorts on a gravel road. And I go around about half a mile, and then I kick it, and then it goes into a ditch and stops. I had dug down my shins to the bone on both legs. And I was in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yo.
And it was my job to get home. So here I was on a go-kart, going like 40 down a dirt road that still had cars on it after falling into a ditch with my legs pouring blood, filled with rocks. I make my way into the garage. I limp my way into my grandpa's house, and I just say, I have a problem. He looks at my legs, and then we go straight to the ER.
I have a problem. Not screaming or anything. I have a problem. My legs are skinned.
I have a problem. We go to the ER, and then after that day, I haven't ridden that go-kart since. I still have it, though. It's in, my other house is a garage. Just sitting there in the corner.
Huh. Okay. Where I used to live, and this is not bad, but it's funny to me for some reason. So one day I came home from school, and my pap and my mom were standing out in the front door, and they had these two tiny little four-wheelers sitting out in the front, and they were standing on. What'd you do?
Here, just keep going. I gotta turn on some things.
So, we come back from school, and basically, these ATVs are sitting in front of the house, and they're standing right behind them. So, we run down the hill, me and my brother, we're like, oh gosh, they got us four-wheelers, let's go. So they train us how to drive it responsibly.
Yeah.
Which we learned. We still went fast. We tried to go fast on them still. So, one day my cousin was with me, and she was riding in the back and I was riding in the front. I accidentally, going down the dirt road, there was a muddy spot, and I actually slipped into a ditch full of mud. So it's not a big ditch, it's a very tiny one, but it still had a lot of mud in it. So you about grabbed me, didn't you? I felt a little movement. You can grab, yeah. Ooh. Okay. So we get into this ditch. She says, okay, let's try to pull this out. I also said, let's pull this out. So I'm sitting in the back, pulling in the back, trying to pull out of the thing while she's also trying to push it out of the ditch. Her feet are in the mud. Or not so much in the mud, but like about in front of it. I accidentally slipped and let go, but I instantly grabbed it. And she instantly lost it and fell backwards straight into all that mud. And let's just say she wasn't happy, and when I pulled it out, she walked home instead of riding the four-wheeler with me. So there was that. What else? Oh, there's a crazy thing my brother did. even at a young age. So there's where we lived at this time, we called it the bottom. It was in a square sense. It was the road just squared out, kind of, around this big area. So we would ride around this at 60 miles per hour on this big four-wheeler that my mom had at the time. It was a big red four-wheeler. Of course, she trusted us to ride it because we drove responsibly out of her knowledge. My brother one day took out the four-wheeler on that down straight stretch and for some odd reason somehow popped a wheelie on it at a young age, and he was caught. Just saying, he was at such a young age that he was able to tell mom, no, I didn't do that, and the fact that it was somehow, it looked impossible to do at that age. It was that young, and it was crazy to me because I was even like, how? And I asked him, not even last year or something like that. He said, yeah, I definitely did that, because it just brought up to mind. I just remembered it all of a sudden, and I asked him. He said, yeah, I definitely did that. I was like, oh, okay. What else?
There's someone that I gotta join. You should send me the link to the video when you upload it, alright?
Okay.
And all of you wonderful peeps, I'll see you around. Love you all.
See you, Inflix. Say bye to Inflix, everybody. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Well, there's that. So, sorry I wasn't looking at the camera because he was on. I couldn't talk about a lot of stuff that I wanted to because he was there, because it made me feel a little uncomfortable to talk about. But I said most of the stuff that I wanted to. But, see, all that stuff happened. There's actually one time where I was riding a bike. Because this steep, where we lived, okay, you had this flat road that was in front of our house. It's flat dirt road. And then it would cut up to this road that was about really kind of almost steep because they went downhill and off these tracks. So it went downhill a little bit. I rode a bike, and for some reason I rode a bike that felt so big to me because I could barely reach the pedals. Or barely even reach the ground for that. I rode it down that hill, and to no surprise, I crashed on the side of the road and scraped my knees and ankles and my elbows and hands bad. So that happened. So there's that. So everything that's going on with me now, I've changed a lot from last time I've talked to you. Well, not really, because the short update videos were recent. As in videos, like actual legit videos, I changed. I'm now 6'1", I'm a lot taller. I got a little deeper voice, not too deep, not too deeper, but just a little bit. I've matured more, definitely. And I'm more of a furry than I thought I'd be, and I'm bisexual. So there's that. I don't identify as anything else. I am one thing, but I'm not going to say it. Not for the reason that it's bad, not for the reason that's illegal or anything. It's just a lot of people get criticized for saying this. I think it's ridiculous how that works. Because I will respect the other person's opinions, but if I say mine, I'll get disrespected just because of my opinion. And if I somehow got on your recommendation as a normie, if you are a normie and I somehow got on your recommendation, I don't know why you're here. I don't know how you got here. Your recommendation threw me into it. But I do not F animals. I am not anything of that particular. Just because Kiro the Wolf did it, doesn't mean all of us do it. So, there's that. As you can see, I didn't talk much about my life because there's not much to talk about. For as much I wanted to, there's not much I can recap upon because I don't remember a lot of this stuff. I don't. And that's the sad part about it. Because most of my years, I've been a game fanatic. I've played games since I was 4 years old straight. So I've been playing for about 13 years straight of video games. I played Black Ops 1 and GTA 4 and stuff like that. Dude, Black Ops 1 was the stuff. Okay? You cannot you cannot miss a Black Ops 1. And that's an advertisement. Let me go fix that. Why? Sorry, hold on. It's not a skippable advertisement, so I can't do anything about it. Alright, let me turn it up. Alright. Back to what I was saying. So, all that. Fun fact. My roof is made for short people in this basement. So, the roof is about 8 foot or so. And if I reach up my arms, if I swing my arms up, I'm going to hit my roof. That's the problem with it. So there's that problem and everything, I guess. I don't know. Deal with it. Not that big of a problem. It's not like I can just not throw my hands up. So I guess that keeps me up to date. Well, no, if I wanted to keep me up to date. Okay, so let's keep me up to date. Last time I did a short video, a lot of stuff has happened, especially family problems. I'm able to drive a GT Mustang 2019. Oh, nice car. Big surprise. Yeah. I don't do it because I like, well, I do. I'm not saying it just to brag, because a lot of people, when they say stuff like that, will be bragging. They'll be like, ooh, I drive a 2019 GT Mustang, and you don't, you poor boy. Ours is pre-used, so it costs a little less than it should have. Plus it had really bald tires, so we had to fix that. We don't make a lot of money, okay? If you think our family here makes a lot of money, you are crazy. You are really crazy. But nothing much has changed. Internet is still the same. Hopefully it gets here soon. No, I'm not dating anybody. Haven't had that good of relationships ever since last year or two. Haven't had a good one. Still a virgin, of course. Well, it was good seeing lovely people, and I hope I can see you again. Hopefully, internet comes around soon. Hopefully. And I can start streaming on here. That way you can meet a lot of my friends, especially a really popular one, actually 2 or 3 popular ones, and I can show you how cool they are. I'm surprised I'm even friends with them, because they're friends with an idiot like me. So it was good to finally catch up. It was good to let at least some of my story out, because I don't remember half of it. But I will see all you lovely people later. Bye.